Hi ladies and gents, how are you? This is Irene, Seriously Scrapping, and I've got a journal here that I want to share with you, and there's no name really to it. It's just images of women and children, kind of vintage style, and yeah, it's just a A4 envelope folded in half, and I've put cardstock. This is an Australiana line, hence the waddles and things like that. And this is all vintage lace that's made in France that I sell in my Zibbet store, and I'll put the link below. That's corrugated cardboard, bit of, I think that's music sheet paper and some other paper there, and also of course some of these corners, book corners. This is the Prima, one of the Prima ones that I got in the Prima warehouse box. Anyway, I thought the colours went with her colours there, and this was a fabric image that was given to me by Jean, oh God, can't think of her surname, but thank you, Jean. Yeah, so I've just tied that up with a bit of sari silk, and I do believe I sell these. Comes in the $20 packs where you get some of these vintage saris, beaded appliques and fabrics. I'm not sure if I'm selling them separately as a pack, I think. Anyway, I've got the link below to my store, and there's a 15% off sale at the moment. The only thing the sale isn't applied to is the $10 and $20 craft packs for Beyond Blue, that are half of it is going to charity. Okay, so here we go. So that's the first page here, and that's done with graph paper, and they're the cute little Tim Holtz images, bit of lace, cute little vintage button. Oh no, okay, cool. Yeah, and that's a bit of dyed cheesecloth. Cute little bag there that I've dyed. There's some little tags in there. These dyed bags are part of a coffee dyed collection that I sell in my store as well. So if you like these cute little bags, you can get them there. These were some envelopes that I came across, and I thought they would make really cool little, you know, the envelopes with a little see-through folders, yeah. And so I've just made a little tag with them, and a bit of a tight squeeze. Again, a pretty little vintage trim. And here's another little tag here. It's a bit of sewing, scrap piece of laces, and a Tim Holtz lady. And this is like a dangle charm that I got a while ago. Got a whole bunch of these I found at an op shop, I think. And that's something we can make quite easily. We've got all of those, and it's very cute looking. Yeah. So this is for sale in my Zibbet store. I'm reluctantly selling this because it's my first proper one I've made. So they are custom journals that I'm doing for 120 Australian dollars. So you can either choose to have this one or another one made up specifically with the images more specific to what you want, colours more specific to what you want. But yeah, it's I'll put the link below to my store. And yeah, I am willing to sell this, you know, what's the point of holding on to it for memories? I can always make another one. Okay, so back to front, I'm trying to think, there's about 85 pages roughly back to front. Measures 9 inches down by 6.5 inches across. Okay. Alright, so that is a bit of sari silk, and I've just pinned that down. Okay, so this is the sari silk, and all these sari silks are antique, vintage, rare vintage beaded sari strips. Yeah, and so I've just folded that over, and that's a bit of vintage trim there too, and done it that way. So this is part of the items that you'll be getting in that kit that I was telling you about, that I sell in my $20 Beyond Blue pack. Can't remember if I sell it separately. Yeah, that's a Tim Holtz die there. I don't know if you can make that out. These images, I might have sold out of these, I'm not sure, in my store, from pt.1 Designs. Very cute. Another little tag there. And these images are from my new collection, which is on sale after the discount. It's the 15% off. It's currently only $27.80 Australian dollars. Yeah, $27.60 Australian dollars. Confusing, wasn't it? Okay. There's a cute little envelope from the 80s, I believe, roughly, that I got from a vintage store. This is a genuine postcard from, I think it's around 1940s. It could even be earlier. It says River Avon and Portway, Bristol. I think that's in England somewhere. And that's the back. This is from a lovely Reader's Digest book from the 60s with plans. And I've got all these kind of pages in my bundles for the Beyond Blue pack. These are some of the sari silk appliques again. That's part of the pack. Here's another sari applique that I've put as a little flip up. And this is a 60s sewing theme book. Love that one. It's got green, purple and pink for it. And that's the other side of it. Over here, I really enjoyed making these. Some of these come off. Let's see. Let me just take these off so I can show you better. Yes, this one comes off. And I didn't stick them down deliberately. That way, you know, if you just want to move them around and stuff. So that's how it looks like from the back. So I've just used calico, little images from Tim Holtz, bit of fabric, bit of rose trim, bit of, it's like a printed fabric there, bit of, yeah, just a bit of everything really. And that is in that embroidered wool hand done with that embroidered wool that I sell in my store. It's part of the kits. And I've just put a bit of that green stuff, the glittery green stuff. And yeah, so you can move that around or you can leave it there. And made a little tag. That's part of that sari applique. And Grandma's Attic, pt.1 Design. Oh, okay, these fell out from this side, okay. Okay, so on this side I had these, So this is from A Secret Garden from Graphic 45. Little Tim Holtz dolls that you can use or leave there. And this is a vintage, very old, as you can see from the back. I bidded on a few of these on eBay and I got about 40, so I thought I'd put them in my journals. And it says, if ye love me, keep my commandments. John 14:15. Look, I'm not religious, but I believe in what the Bible says, yeah, and I believe there's a higher power. So, there we go. I'm guessing it looks like 1920s, could be 1920s to 1940s sometime. Yeah, got some ledger paper with a bit of trim there from my store. Aberdeen, this is London. Aberdeen, map of London. And all the edges have been trimmed. Most of the pages are coffee dyed. Actually, all of them except for these, of course. And did a bit of inking there. This is like, I don't know if you can see, it's green graph paper, which is cool. Another bit of the sari. And this gorgeous vintage trim made in France. It's in my store. I'm too scared to go too close up in case it goes out of focus. And since there was some yellow in this lovely vintage book page from the 60s, I thought I'd do the lovely antique sari with the yellow there. Here, I ordered these from America. Glycine bags, because we don't have them in Australia. And I was so disappointed to see how tiny they were. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I thought I'll find some way of using them. I think these are for stamps, but anywho. Okay, so this is another little tuck thingy that I've got going on. Yeah, just on a bit of scrap paper, cardboard, gorgeous vintage pearl button. And yeah, she's just got a few bits and pieces going on here, and I just put that on this little bag here. I think this was like a bag that's twice the size in width, and I've just folded it over, if you know what I mean. And so that goes like that. God, I hope I'm in frame. And then there's this cute little tag with the mason jar, and yeah, just a bit of coffee dyed paper there. Okay, and on this side, this is another vintage little, like the other one that I was showing you before, religious vintage prayer cards. And this is just a faux vintage, that's not a real vintage. Actually, it won't close properly, so I'll put it out that way. And there's the other side to that, graph paper, little image of an old, I'm not too good with stamping, yeah, but I gave it a go. That's an old sewing, oh no, that's for spinning the wool, I believe, yeah. And there we go. I'm pretty sure that that's a tsunami rose design. That's the other colour of the sewing pages that I showed you earlier, that I said I've got it in pink, blue and green from the 60s. Another little vintage prayer. I'd love to know what decade it's from, but I'm not quite sure, but it's at least 70 years old. And this is from Secret Garden, just sewed around it. And being purple, I thought that, and this being purple, I thought that went quite lovely over there. And some little kids images, maybe I'll put them like that. And on this side, it's a colourful little page we've got going on here. Here we go, there's the little tag for this side. I thought horses, because little girls like horses. My daughter went on a pony ride the other day for the last day of the school holidays. Then another little vintage prayer card. Another little Tim Holtz image there with the cute little girls. And on this side, there's this beautiful fabric pocket that I bought. I'll take this off so you can see it better. And I bought this off a lady in Australia where she stamps them and does all that to them. It was bidding, I think. And that's the little sari applique. Yeah, if I wasn't bidding, I don't think I would have paid for it, because on auction you get things cheaper. This is a little thing that I made, little clip with just bits of pieces. You can see there a bit of seam binding, bit of fibres. This fibre I sell in my Sibbett store, I believe. Okay, so here, with going along with some of that other trim that I was talking about, similar to, from the same seller, I made a little book, cute little fabric book, and with a little cute little vintage style trim, not real vintage, just vintage style, and just some with your offcuts. It's a good way to use those little odd pieces, yeah, that you've cut off. And this is a genuine vintage photograph of a cute little boy from God knows what year, but he's got a HMAS Wendouree little wagon there. Can you see that? Very old photo, and there's the back there. So I thought I'd include that since it's a children's / woman's. Anyway, this is 7 Gypsies, and I've just sewn that up there. And there's some grandmas looking after the children. So there they all are in there. They all go there. And that just clips onto the fabric pocket, or you can put that anywhere else. Oh, and the cute little trim that I sell in my store. This is a double layered. Originally, it's like a dusty peach pinky. I think I got it. No, it's more of a peach, but it does have that pink kind of look to it too. Here we go. There's that other little wool yarn spinning machine. This is the green one. That's what I done here was I don't know why I put a slit in here, but I'll show you. Hang on. Okay, so I didn't want anything off to the side, yeah. So I thought, how can I just put something there? So okay, I created a little slit. I'll show you on this side. There's that little slit, and then I put that down, and then these fell off on that side. Hang on. Alright, yeah, and then, yeah, just this cute little image here. That's just a little ticket and little fibres and goodies, and another little vintage. This is beautiful. Return unto me, for I have redeemed thee. Little vintage cards. I got all of these together, and you can see from the back that this is a genuine vintage, very old. Beautiful little prayer cards. And little Tim Holtz little couple. Over here from Piondas. Oh, this is an Australian. This was back in the 90s. I remember this. It could have been even later. An Australian stamp. And Is that a wombat or something? No, it's a possum. pt.1 Designs, and that's been inked with this gorgeous Stampin' Up peach crisp cantaloupe. That goes really lovely with that Life is So Peachy collection in my store. There we go. And there's another little Aussie stamp that's been retired and a little tag. Beautiful blue embroidered trim, gorgeous white appliques. These nice double layered appliques sell in my store. This is from Senika Pond's Crafts, these images that you're seeing here, and she sells on Sibit. And I bought that DigiKit from a while ago. Senika Pond's Crafts. So this is the middle of the signature. There's just one signature here. And the whole netting, this is the whole trim. It starts from here, except for here I've put like a rose trim here. But the rest of the trim starts from down here. See that leaf and pink and white? And I've used that as pockets. And in each pocket is a cute little book with the offcuts. It's all coffee dyed, of course. And same on this side. But this is fabric instead of paper. And the inside is all vintage old buttons.